Hello, my name is Jonathan Henry, and this presentation is based on my capstone titled Leading for Equity and Addressing Racial and Ethnic Disparities in VA Behavioral Health, the Culturally Responsive Leadership Development Program, CRLDP. First, I would like to highlight the challenge or the social problem. So, racial and ethnic disparities persist in VA behavioral health services, disproportionately affecting BIPOC or Black, Indigenous, people of color veterans. Many veterans of color report feeling dismissed or misunderstood during mental health appointments, citing providers' lack of cultural awareness and implicit bias. These experiences lead to lower trust, delayed care, and higher rates of early treatment termination. In fact, research shows that veterans of colors are twice as likely to disengage from care after their first visit. Veterans have described a lack of cultural safety in these settings, where lived experiences and identities are often not fully validated. Now, I would like to provide some historical context. The roots of these disparities can be traced back to the 1940s. The GI Bill, which was built to help all veterans coming home, unfortunately was systematically it's unfortunately systematically excluded many Black veterans through discriminatory housing and educational policies. By the 1970s, behavioral health services within the VA expanded, yet BIPOC veterans remain underrepresented in leadership and continue to face systemic inequities. Research throughout the 2000s confirmed persistent disparities in treatment engagement and early termination for veterans of color. In our current state, these inequalities remain embedded in the system, reinforcing the need for culturally responsive leadership to drive lasting change. So, how do I want to address this issue? Efforts to address this problem require coordinated strategies at the micro, meso, and macro level. On the micro level intervention, I want to include peer mentorship programs for BIPOC veterans, trauma-informed intake processes, and individualized care planning that amplifies veterans' voices. These approaches effectively build trust and engagement, though consistency across site is still developing. A meso-level intervention would be including leadership training through my capstone program, CRLDP. This program provides trauma-informed, equity-focused training for VA supervisors and uses peer reflection panels to integrate veterans' perspective into clinical practice. Lastly, on the macro level intervention, I want to focus on aligning with the VA Office of Health Equity to embed cultural responsiveness into policies and performance metrics. These approaches show promise, but require continued evaluation for system-wide impact. The Culturally Responsive Leadership Development Program, or CRLDP, will hopefully, and I have identified this as a proposed solution, as it is innovative and will help with these disparities. It is grounded in critical race theory and trauma-informed leadership. CRLDP trains VA behavioral health leaders to embed equity and cultural humility into supervision, hiring practices, and program development. Through veterans engagement panels, community partnerships, and cross-sector collaboration, this program is designed to increase trust, reduce misdiagnoses, and improve long-term treatment engagement for BIPOC veterans. In conclusion, systematic disparities in VA behavioral health are the result of decades of inequality and inequity, but they can be addressed through cultural responsiveness through leadership. With the Culturally Responsive Leadership Development Program, we can transform how BIPOC veterans experience care. We do this by building trust, increasing engagement, and creating lasting, measurable change to ensure every veteran receives equitable, respectful, and effective behavioral health services. This is in hopes that every veteran gets the care not only that they deserve, but they worked so hard to obtain while serving their country. Thank you, and I look forward to your feedback.